Welcome back, Wrestling Warriors. Here on Matt Mysteries, we drop fresh WWE news every day. Subscribe, and let's suplex our way into the stories. Friday Night SmackDown delivered a moment that instantly reshaped WWE's power structure and reframed months of storytelling in one shocking reveal. What began as a chaotic faction war ended with one of the most calculated betrayals in recent memory. The Vision believed they controlled the board, armed with a masked enforcer who struck fear into the locker room and dismantled opponents without hesitation. But in a single night, that illusion collapsed. The mask came off, alliances shifted, and Roman Reigns proved once again that patience and strategy are his greatest weapons. This was not a random swerve or a rushed twist. It was a long-term plan executed to perfection. Every attack, every misdirection, and every assumption led to this moment, leaving the Vision exposed and Roman firmly back in control. The match that set the trap. The six-man tag team main event was presented as all-out warfare between two factions that genuinely despised one another. On one side stood the Vision, led by Seth Rollins with Braun Breaker's raw dominance and Jacob Fatu's unmatched brutality. Opposing them was Roman Reigns, Jey Uso, and LA Knight, united as a reformed Shield-like force. From the opening bell, the match felt volatile and unpredictable. Bodies flew, rules dissolved, and chaos ruled. This wasn't about clean wrestling or technical precision. It was about survival and dominance. The atmosphere suggested that something important was brewing beneath the surface. Every exchange felt heavier, every stare more deliberate. Unknown to the audience at the time, this match wasn't just a battle between factions. It was the final act of a carefully constructed ambush. The Vision's illusion of control. For most of the match, the Vision appeared firmly in control. Their coordination was sharp, their teamwork efficient, and their confidence unshaken. Seth Rollins directed traffic like a general, Braun Breaker imposed physical dominance, and Jacob Fatu looked every bit the unstoppable force he had been built to be. Their strategy was simple and effective: isolate, overwhelm, and dismantle. Roman's team struggled to gain momentum as the Vision rotated fresh attackers and cut off escape routes. To the naked eye, this looked like a dominant performance destined for victory. But dominance can breed complacency. The Vision believed they had already won, especially with their masked enforcer waiting at ringside. That belief would prove to be their greatest weakness, blinding them to the reality unfolding in front of them. The arrival of the masked enforcer. When the masked enforcer appeared at ringside, the reaction was immediate and hostile. For months, this figure had terrorized the roster with brutal efficiency, leaving opponents injured and helpless. His loyalty to the Vision seemed unquestionable. His presence alone shifted momentum, and the audience fully expected interference that would seal Roman's fate. Positioned strategically near Roman's corner, the enforcer looked ready to strike at the perfect moment. Seth Rollins even acknowledged him with subtle gestures, confident that backup had arrived. Everything appeared to be going according to plan. The Vision's secret weapon was in place. The audience braced for impact, expecting destruction. No one suspected that this presence wasn't reinforcement, but the executioner of the Vision's entire strategy. The moment, everything changed. The turning point arrived in a split second that rewrote the entire story. As Jacob Fatu charged forward to capitalize on momentum, the masked enforcer reached out and grabbed his leg, sending him crashing face-first into the steel ring post. The arena fell silent. Confusion replaced noise. Seth Rollins froze in disbelief. Braun Breaker hesitated, and the Vision's rhythm shattered instantly. This was not a mistake. It was precise, intentional, and devastating. Roman's team recognized the opening immediately. LA Knight struck Braun Breaker with authority. Jey Uso neutralized Rollins, and Roman delivered a decisive spear to a stunned Jacob Fatu. The pinfall followed, but the victory felt secondary. Everyone knew they had just witnessed something far bigger than a match finish. Chaos within the Vision. After the bell rang, the Vision surrounded their enforcer, demanding answers. Their body language screamed betrayal, disbelief, and rage. Seth Rollins confronted him first, furious and confused, while Braun Breaker looked ready to explode. Jacob Fatu's anger was deeply personal. Paul Heyman attempted to restore order, but the damage was done. Trust had evaporated in seconds. The enforcer said nothing. His silence was louder than any explanation. Then, with deliberate calm, he reached for the mask. The arena held its breath as months of mystery came to an end. This wasn't just a reveal. It was the unmasking of the Vision's greatest failure. The moment the mask came off, the faction lost far more than a match. The shocking identity revealed standing beneath the mask was Tonga Loa, a member of the legendary Anoa'i wrestling dynasty and the biological brother of Jacob Fatu. The crowd erupted in shock. Rumors of his signing had circulated, but no one expected this. His presence instantly reframed everything that had happened over the past several months. Every attack, every act of destruction, every calculated move now carried new meaning. Tonga Loa's pedigree brought legitimacy, history, and emotional weight. The Vision hadn't recruited an outsider. They had unknowingly welcomed family into their ranks. Tonga Loa didn't address them. Instead, he turned toward the ring. Roman Reigns watched with calm certainty, showing no surprise. This was not a twist Roman reacted to. This was a plan reaching its conclusion. Roman Reigns reveals the master plan. Inside the ring, Roman Reigns extended his hand. Tonga Loa hesitated briefly before shaking it, officially aligning himself with Roman, Jey Uso, and LA Knight. The reaction was explosive. Roman then explained everything. He had recognized Tonga Loa's fighting style early and understood exactly who he was dealing with. Roman revealed that he had contacted Tonga Loa months earlier, convincing him to infiltrate the Vision as a double agent. Every attack was intentional. Every act of brutality was designed to earn trust and extract information. The Vision didn't recruit a weapon. They recruited their own undoing. Roman had turned their greatest strength into their greatest vulnerability, proving once again that he plays a longer, smarter game than anyone else. Family over factions. Roman's explanation went deeper than strategy. It was about family. He exposed Paul Heyman's mistake in believing loyalty could be manufactured. Roman appealed to Tonga Loa's connection to the Anoa'i legacy, reminding him that family bonds outweigh temporary alliances. The Vision, according to Roman, was exploiting Jacob Fatu's heritage rather than honoring it. Tonga Loa infiltrated the group not just to help Roman, but to protect his brother and bring him back home. This added emotional depth transformed the storyline from a power struggle into a family conflict. Jacob Fatu now stood at a crossroads, torn between loyalty to the Vision and the undeniable pull of blood. Roman didn't threaten him. He invited him. That choice now hangs over the entire feud. The fallout for the Vision. The consequences for the Vision are severe. They lost their enforcer, their intelligence advantage, and their sense of control in one night. Their leadership was exposed as vulnerable. Paul Heyman, long considered wrestling's master manipulator, was outplayed at his own game. Seth Rollins now faces betrayal from the opposite side, mirroring his own past actions. Braun Breaker must question the guidance he has been receiving. Most importantly, their confidence has been shaken. Knowing they were infiltrated for months changes everything. Every strategy, every conversation, every plan may have already been compromised. The Vision didn't just lose a member. They lost trust, stability, and psychological momentum. In faction warfare, those losses are often fatal. A new balance of power. The final image of the night told the story perfectly. Roman Reigns and his expanded shield stood united in the ring, while the Vision regrouped outside, fractured and furious. The power dynamic had shifted completely. Roman didn't just win a match. He won a war before it fully began. Tongaloa's presence strengthens Roman's faction both physically and strategically, armed with insider knowledge and family loyalty. Meanwhile, the Vision must now rebuild under pressure while questioning every assumption they once held. This betrayal wasn't a swerve for shock value. It was long-term storytelling executed with patience and precision. Roman Reigns once again proved why he operates on a different level. The board has been flipped, and the game has changed forever.